So I might be a late bloomer in this, but I've always had a lot of embarrassment when I don't get references. You know, when people quote Steinfeld, when people quote very specific quotes from Friends, from Breaking Bad, Portlandia, from watching Parks and Rec and 30 Rock. I usually don't get those references because I don't watch those shows. I usually play games as opposed to watching TV shows, and I usually watch YouTube videos as opposed to TV shows. If I don't get a reference, I'll probably play it off and act as if I know it, you know, very vaguely. Or at least I'll say that, oh yeah, I've watched that before, I just don't remember what episode you're talking about. Someone will immediately say, what are you doing with your life? You need to watch the show right now. It's amazing. What are you doing with your life? Why are you not watching the show? Obviously, it's not people's intention to embarrass me or shame me when I don't get a reference. That not only implies that there's something to be ashamed when I'm consuming the type of media that I consume that isn't mainstream on television. I think it's also the fact that, like, I at least need to realize that my relationship with media has always been a lot more complicated. It's not their responsibility to know how I feel about American media. I don't need to preach to them my complicated relationship, but there are pieces of media that are out there that are available to me that I do not watch simply because I don't see myself in that show. The fact that I never saw a queer Asian person on television when I was growing up, it deeply affected my relationship with the way that it deeply affected the way that I consumed media. I think that's kind of why I found my way to YouTube, because I had more freedom to pick and choose people that I thought that I could relate with. And they didn't even have to be Asian or queer. I think it was also just, you know, the way that the humor was presented as well. And to kind of like put myself on the same level as other people that are consuming, you know, shows like Breaking Bad and Steinfeld and Frasier and Friends and House of Cards and shows like that. It's not the smartest thing to do. I've spent a very long time since, you know, learning what television is, trying to come to terms with the fact that I didn't see a lot of people that looked like me in traditional media, that I could still find a way to be part of the entertainment world. And I'm very fortunate to be a part of that. I do remember when I was in high school, I had a genuine interest of doing theater club, and I had a genuine interest in doing theater club and improv in high school, but I never wanted to, just because it wasn't very racially diverse. I get that race shouldn't be that big of a deal to me, but when you literally see nobody that looks like you anywhere, it sends like a very subconscious message to you that people that look like you are not, like, this is not where you're supposed to be. I think that that's always like a very awkward moment when people don't get a reference that a lot of other people get. Like, I think it'd be great if maybe, at least I got to a point where I could be like, I don't get that reference, and I'm okay with not getting that reference, and I'm sorry I made this moment awkward by not getting that reference, but I don't feel ashamed, because I'm very passionate about the stuff that I'm very passionate about my interests, and that doesn't devalue them in comparison to yours. Yeah, that's basically it. I just wanted to get that out there for some reason or another. Also, as I'm recording this right now, this is my last day as a 22-year-old, which is really, really weird. Well, to some degree, I feel like I'm 17 years old still. I'm in this strange paradox of like, I don't know if what I've done this year is enough, but also like, wow, I've worked really hard this year. Yeah, I want to get that out there too. It feels weird. Like, it feels like there's so much to do, yet you didn't do anything, even though I've done so much, and I know it. Age is just a number, but it's still so weird. Like, it's just, ugh. H is weird.